that an exclamation point at the end of the question? Show doesn't know how to punctuate correctly. Though I admit the retro ghoul chic style of this home is appealing, the steep incline of the walkway and limited access by boat makes it completely impractical. 3 out of 10. Would not buy. Easily reading a newspaper in a thunderstorm on a speeding topless motorboat. That's right, I said topless motorboat.
Yeah, listen to this. Eccentric millionaire leaves $1 million.
Newspaper's position is likely the worst news position of them all because it involves reading aloud, also known as narrating.
Scooby-Doo had rescued old Beauregard.
Jeez, Fred, you're navigating some choppy, stormy waters right now. Maybe you could focus on the driving instead of man-interrupting Velma, who was reading it just fine, thank you very much.
Well, I wish I'd remembered not to come along.
Shaggy whines about going on a scary adventure, even though we've seen no one force you to be there, you big baby cliche. Also, how are they even still in the water? In the first shot, they were literally about to be on the island.
Creeps and crawls. They sure picked the right lawyers for this job.
I have heard the law offices of torture and porn are pretty reliable, but they force you to take the Time Bear Trap head test before accepting you as a client, so Creeps and Crawls is a fine backup choice.
Cousin Simple? Nephew Normal? Sweet Cousin Maldehyde? Cousin Slicker?
Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Clearly attended the Marvel Comic School for character names. Also, even from the grave, Colonel Sanders manages to identify his heirs in the order they are seated.
The house is haunted.
Haunted?
Dogs don't talk. Also, did I detect a laugh track in there in an animated show? I totally forget Hanna-Barbera did that but they most definitely did that and that's some sinful This fish bowl is completely empty, even though there is obviously a fish in it a few seconds later. Look, I get it. Animating was hard in the 60s, but if you're not going to animate the fish, just choose a shot that the fish isn't in the first place, because this just makes you look lazy.
And it looks like old Scoob is gonna hit the bathtub.
Considering Scooby doesn't wear clothes while the gang is out and about, what's the point of the bathrobe? Is Scooby brushing his teeth with soap? I mean, I don't bathe or brush my teeth often, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it's done. But since he's running on all fours straight into a wall, why does the outline look like he's standing up? Also, this is more a Yogi Bear-shaped hole than a Scooby-shaped hole. And believe me, I know my animated holes. Wait. Also, good thing there just happen to be stairs beyond the wall that Scoob's barreled into, because he's already pretty much guaranteed himself some future CTE anyway.
Like you mean the tub tipped up and slid into the basement?
Where?
Except when it slid back in, it was still completely full of water, so what gives?
You gotta be kidding!
Fred must have a second career as a quick change artist because just a few seconds ago he was already in pajamas, but now he has his shirt and scarf back on. No worries though, he'll change back into pajamas to go inspect the tub.
You sure got some imagination.
Yeah, right quick with those scary tales, will ya?
Over-orchestrate much? This music is more distracting than Velma's thigh-high socks.
Get a load of this writing on this dusty mirror.
Mirror reading.
Fantastic. That dummy looks just like Scooby-Doo.
It does not. And where did all this come from anyways? This house doesn't look like it's even been lived in for ages. But I guess it had a stocked MacGyver closet for all your last-minute construction needs. They survived this. Also, did the lake freeze over? Why is the pipe they miraculously rode down here bouncing off and sitting on top of the water?
Where are we anyhow?
The gang eventually pairs off into a group of Shaggy, Scooby, Velma, and a group of Fred and Daphne cliché.
The footprints go in there.
You mean the footprints you were too lazy to draw? Those footprints? I count at least 5 Confederate flags here, so...
I wonder where this eerie old elevator goes to.
For all of Velma's mystery-solving skill, she doesn't exercise much caution. I'm not sure how her curiosity hasn't killed her by now. It's pretty obvious Velma is at least a bit curious.
What a night for a fright!
Close enough. Roll commercials.
Come on, let's find out where it's coming from.
Where the f*** was the Phantom just then, where none of them could see it? Fred was just f***ing there.
Feed the organ and watch the floor.
I'm pretty sure when you're feeding your organ, you should be watching the door, not the floor. Cats.
Feed isn't a word. It's musical notes. F-E-E-D.
But if you had no clue how to play the piano or read music, I guess you would waste away and die in this room. Sounds fair.
Look!
Coffins! 5 of them!
And the empty one's like dog-shaped.
Is it though? Personally, I'm going to go with Academy Award shaped, but you do you, Shagman. Every Scooby episode is legally required to contain at least 20% running and chasing. I haven't seen animation so needlessly recycled since, well, every Disney remake ever.
We fooled that goofy ghost this time. He'll never find us up here.
Yeah, because how would you even get up there? The only way Scooby and Shaggy are getting up there is if they can walk on walls or fly. And if they have those kinds of abilities, why would they be f***ing scared of anything?
Don't fire till you see the green of his eye.
His eyes are red.
Fire! Yippee! Hooray!
Why would releasing one cork release every single other cork as well? It's not like they're dominoes. Dominoes?
partner! They're like gaining on us!
What the hell even is this joke? So Shag and Doo found an impossible stretch bicycle built for four somewhere inside a house and got on it to ride? And somehow the ghosts also got on at the same time, but they didn't notice until halfway down the hall? This is aggressively surreal, and if I wanted SpongeBob, I'd have just put in SpongeBob.
Like, grab your partner!
This works.
Hey, how'd you get that green stuff on your hand?
Dancing with those green ghosts, how else?
I mean, there would be a million guesses that would come to mind before ghost dancing, right?
Oh no! Scooby turned it on too soon!
And like in reverse!
And the fan is so strong it's going to suck a full-ass washing machine and ironing board into it that will then magically form a plane that not only flies, but can carry the additional weight of its giant passengers, which is nonsense, because we all know you would actually need a surfboard to create that kind of lift.
I can't steer this crazy machine! We'll take the shortcut!
What the hell? If you can't steer it, how are you going to direct it to the shortcut?
Then they put dummies that look just like them in the coffins.
Bah! But that plan backfired!
Backfired? How did that backfire? I mean, you eventually caught them, but it wasn't because of anything that had to do with the dummies, right? Also, not explained is how the two managed to fly or appear transparent.
Well, where they're going, creeps and crawls could use a good lawyer.
For what? Scaring people? Creating a haunted house? I'm not exactly sure what the charges are here. This fade puts Creeps and Crawls in the exact position as Shaggy and Daphne, and I accidentally paused it just as it looks like Crawls has Daphne's body, and I'm not ready for the feelings I'm having right now.
Here it is. It all belongs to you now, Scooby. $1 million.
I know we are about to get a twist where the money is all Confederate, but Scooby was all set to yoink that money without one thought of the other heirs who were tricked into leaving. Not cool, Scoob. Not cool at all.
I guess haunted bones are one thing Scooby's not scared of.
Haunted bone isn't defined in the Urban Dictionary as when you accept a booty call from someone who has previously ghosted you, and that is absolutely a sin.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
If you think I'm not going to take a sin off for one of the best animated theme songs ever, then you're wrong. And yeah, I didn't take one off for X-Men, so I guess I could remove an extra one here for that, but I won't. Episode does not contain a Winchester brother.
And what will it mean for the wider region? I think one of your children has just walked in.
Make sure you click that bell icon.
Sellouts.
But clicking the little bell icon is how you make sure you get notified every time we release a video. So click it.
Sellouts.
Oh.
You right.
And his only instructions were to play this record for you.
I, Harlan Thrombey.
I will return to the island in the morning to find out which of you remain. If any.
Maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Yeah, I gotta be brave. I gotta be brave.
I think I can. I think I can.
I think we better, like, watch the walls.
Is this haunted room actually stretching?
'Cause they're closing in on us.
Shut down all the garbage mashers on the detention level, will ya?
Hey, where these stairs go?
They go up.